Good morning, students. So today we are going to do chapter number 4, consumer protection. First of all, let's see the meaning of what is consumer protection. The term itself, the name itself gives us the idea to protect the consumer. It is for protecting the consumers. The consumers may be cheated by a dishonest businessman. The consumers may be damaged by the unfair trade practices. The consumers may be harmed by the cruel businessman, the unkind businessman, the unethical business practices. So there should be some device, some mechanism, some machinery to cover the consumers. There should be someone to protect the consumers. So Indian government of India has passed a Consumer Protection Act 1986 in order to protect the consumers from those dishonest businessmen who always try to cheat the consumers, who always try to do the unfair business trade practices, who always try to do the unethical business practices. So, Government of India has passed Consumer Protection Act in order to shield, in order to protect, in order to cover the consumers. So first of all is the meaning of consumer protection. So the main is Government of India has passed Consumer Protection Act in order to protect the consumers from the dishonest businessman. So the Act provides social welfare. Certain features of the Act. The Act provides number one, social welfare law. This is the law in order to protect the consumers in the market. So the law is social welfare. It is applicable to all the consumers in the market who are cheated by the consumers. So the law is for all the protection of all the consumers in the market. So that's why it is a social welfare law. It is for the welfare of the consumers, so that no business community, no business man can cheat the consumers. It is comprehensive provision and effective safeguard. So this Consumer Protection Act covers the various law that covers the consumers. There are various law. So comprehensive provision, there are many provisions are there. Various provisions are there. Various laws are there in order to protect the consumers, in order to safeguard the consumers. There are several laws. Several provisions have been made passed by the Government of India in order to safeguard the consumers. Special Consumers Court. Special Consumer Court, there is a special Consumer Court has been formed to give a justice to the consumers. So, 3-tier grievances redressal machinery. There are 3 tiers grievances redressal machine. Number 1 is district forum, number 2 is state commission, and number 3 is national commission. These three machinery are there in order to solve the problems, whatever grievances are there, whatever consumers face the problems are solved by any one of these three machine has been set up. The 3-tier grievances redressal machine. First is district forum, second is state commission, and third one is national commission. And simple and inexpensive. The policy, the provisions, the law is very simple. It is very inexpensive. Everyone can understand. It's very simple law. Everyone can understand this law easily. It's very simple law, and you don't have to waste your money to file a case against any businessman. So it is very inexpensive also. It's very simple also. So this is the simple and inexpensive. It covers the goods and services provided by any person or any organization or any public sector or any government for any consideration. So the suppliers may be any the goods and services. It covers all the goods and services. That is supplied by any person or any organization or any public sector, including and also the government organization. It covers all the suppliers of goods and services by any private firm or any public sectors or any cooperative sectors. So it covers all the goods and services in consideration by any person or any organization, including the government. So next is now time frame. So there is a certain time frame is given by the law so that the consumers can file a case and their complaints are redresses. The complaints can be solved as early as possible. There is a certain time frame. Within that time frame, the consumers will get the redressal of their complaint. So next one, check on unfair trade practices. This act provides the support to the consumers against those businessmen who are exploiting the consumers, who are doing unfair trade practices, like they are selling the expiry goods, they are selling the underweight goods, or they are charging excess price from the consumers. So, or adulteration, the mixing the inferior and the superior goods, two quality goods, then adulteration. So, for those businessmen, this act provides a check on those businessmen who are doing unethical business, unfair trade practices. They are selling underweight goods, overcharging the consumers, adulteration. So for those businessmen, those who are doing unfair trade practices, this act provides a check on those businessmen. Check on overcharging. Overcharging means to charge excess price from the consumers. So this act provides a check, safeguard the consumers from overcharging by those businessmen. Consumer Protection Council. Every state there is a Consumer Protection Council has been formed where the consumers can complain for their quick redressal. So in every state, in every district there is a Consumer Protection Council has been formed in order to provide the quick redressal of the consumers. So these are the features of the certain features of the Consumer Protection Act. Very clearly is given in your book also. Please go through your books also. So this is about the certain features of Consumer Protection Act. So now And our next topic is rights of the consumers. Rights of the consumer. First right is the right to safety. So, the right to safety is the rights of the consumers from marketing of those goods which are injurious for the consumers. Those goods are food, drugs, that's medicines, any electrical appliances, toys. These goods should be very safety for the consumers. Consumers has the right of the safety against marketing of all those products and services which are very harmful for the consumers, that may damage the life of the consumer, that may cause an injury to the consumers. So consumer has that right to safety against marketing of all those goods and services which are injurious for the consumers. Those the goods like food, medicines like drugs, any electrical appliances, the toys. For example, if a gas cylinder is not sealed properly, it may causes the life injury, life of the consumers. So consumer has the right to be safety. Next one is the right to be informed. It is the right of the consumers to be informed regarding the goods, their manufacturing, the ingredients, what are the ingredients used in the product. Every information regarding the goods, a consumer should know it. Its manufacturing date, its expiry date, its ingredient used, the price of the product, the weightage of the product. So every information consumer should get regarding the good, so that consumer can make a sensible choice about the product. So that's why the Act provides rights of the consumers, that is right to be informed. Consumers should be well informed about the quality, quantity, price, expiry date, manufacturers, ingredient used, weightage, every information, whatever necessary, it is to be informed to the consumers. Right to choose. Consumer has the right to select the product. Consumer has the right to choose the product. They should not be forced to buy the product, but consumers should buy by their own wish. It's a willingness of the consumers to buy the product. It's a willing of the consumers. Consumers should not be forced to buy the product. Consumers should be shown various types of the product by the businessman. Out of the various options, consumers can buy any, consumer can select, consumer can choose any one of the product. So this is the right given by the law to the consumers, that consumers should not be forced to buy one particular product. Consumer has the right to select by their own will to buy that particular product. The rights to be heard. There should be some appropriate authority where consumers can go and complain, register the complaint of the consumers when there is injury, when there is any harm to the consumers, where they will go, to whom they will seek their grievances, where they will place their grievances. There should be a proper authority who can listen, who can register the complaints of the consumers. So there is a proper place. Maybe every district consumer council has been set up by the, as we have seen in the last Consumer Protection Act features. Consumer council has been set up in every district to solve the problem of the consumers. consumers. So that this is the right to be, because of the right to be heard. Every district there is a consumer council has been set up to listen the grievances of the consumer. And next one is listening the problem, listening the grievances of the consumer is not enough. There should be quick redressal. The complaint should be act in a quick manner so that the problem of the consumer should be resolved as early as possible. The right to seek redressal. Only listening the problem is not enough. The problem of the consumer should be solved as early as possible. So this is the right to seek redressal. This is right to consumer education. Right to consumer education means consumers should be well informed about the rights and remedies given by the various comprehensive act provided by the government of India. Consumers should be made aware of all those comprehensive provisions, comprehensive law made by the government of India to protect the consumers. Unless and until the consumers are not aware, they do not know where to complain, how to complain, they do not know their rights. If the consumers are unaware, consumers do not know about their rights, they are always ignorant and they are always cheated by the cruel businessman, they are always cheated by the dishonest businessman. So consumers should be made aware, consumers should be given, by giving them education, what are their rights, where they will go and complain. So they should be educated. Whatever government has made a different various law to protect them, they should be educated. The different law, various law, comprehensive provisions has been made by the government in order to protect the consumers. If the consumers are not educated, if the consumers do not know all this law, if they are ignorant, they are continuously cheated by the consumers, businessmen. So they should be well educated regarding the comprehensive provisions, regarding the various law of the government. So the consumers should be, this is the rights to consumer education. So consumers should be educated in terms of their rights, the remedies. They should know every law of the government in order to protect the consumers. So these are the rights of the consumers, a very important topic for you. Every time in the board examination, one question has always been asked from this topic: right to be safety, right to be heard, right to choose, right to be heard, right to seek redressal, and right to consumer education. So these are the different rights of the various rights of the consumer, rights of the consumers. So you have to go details and memorize every point on this so that you can write thoroughly on this. So every time you will get one question from this topic. Thank you. This was for today. Next class, I will be doing consumer exploitation and the importance of consumer awareness.